worried that your bio is falling flat on Instagram, or that no one really knows what you do, or maybe you just keep changing your bio over and over and over again because you just can't lock in on something that feels right. Okay, so with the limited character count on Instagram and so much to try and say, I know it's really tricky to find a bio that actually works. Like, you know, that doesn't just help you look good, but actually helps you gain followers and clients, which is the point, right? So in today's video, I'm going to break down the 4 main areas you need to focus on to make sure your bio hits the mark. Plus, I'll also give you one bonus way of sharing way more information without having to speak in emojis. As a copywriter and personal branding coach, these tips have been proven over and over again with my clients, my students, and even my own profile, because yes, I do practice what I preach, and they have resulted in a lot of inquiries and signups and sales. So if your own profile isn't doing that yet, I'm really glad you found this video. Now, before I dive in, please be sure to hit subscribe and the bell next to it so you don't miss out on any of my weekly videos on content strategy, social media, and building a profitable personal brand. By the way, if you want more Instagram tips, check out the playlist up there, which is jam-packed with way more tutorials for you, and it keeps growing. So, element number 1. It's your name and search-friendly title. So this is such a key thing to focus on that a lot of people miss the mark on, because you might not realize that your name in your Instagram bio is actually searchable. So when people are looking up a certain thing, like for me, they're like personal branding coach. If personal branding coach is in my name on Instagram, people can actually find me. Like, I might pop up in the search results. So what I generally recommend is you have your first name there, or if your name, like your full name, is really easy to read and it's in your handle, then you don't even have to. You could literally just put your title in the name spot, especially if it's really long. So for me, I have Kat, personal branding coach, and I find that helps because everyone thinks my name is Kate, because Kat, Elizabeth next to each other look like Kate, but anyway, that's a whole different thing. So I want you to first of all have a think about what is your, keyword friendly title that people might be searching for, and if you can fit it, go your first name, then that. Otherwise, just use that search friendly title if your name is in your handle. Element number 2. Your what, who, and so one-liner. Okay, so this is a really powerful way of sort of like summarizing your bio in very few words, and I have experimented with this a bit, and I find that this was just such a game changer for me. So the formula works like this, essentially. You can definitely shake it up, and if you need to change it up for character count or just like to make it sound more like you, that is totally fine. I'm gonna give you the basics, then I'll let you roll with it. I do thing for avatar description so they can result. So I do, or for me, I'm like, I help purpose-driven humans, so that's actually the avatar description, build profitable personal brands, that's the thing, so that they can get paid to do what they love. And if you have enough characters, like you might not, depends on what you're trying to say, you could also add the and they don't, and then you could also say like without having to spend heaps of money or quit their job, or like usually there's a thing that people are trying to avoid as well. On Instagram, often it's very difficult to try and put the without, but if you have that space, have a play around with it, and feel free to comment below with a draft of yours, and we can all weigh in and have a look and give you some feedback. By the way, speaking of training. If you want extra trainings on things like ideal clients, brand messaging, social media, and all of that, feel free to come and join my free Facebook group. I go live every single week teaching on a certain topic, and there are also just like a ton of amazing creative humans in there who are all really open to collaborating and offering feedback and all of that. So I'll include the link to that in the description below. But in the meantime, let's keep moving on. So element 3 is your optional one, because it's going to depend on how many characters you have left at this point. So I would usually say that it's a good place to either put a piece of your personality, so something a little bit fun, like obsessed with shopping at Target, or I love tacos, something like that. Or you might put some extra credibility in there. So for a while there, when I had the space, I would say that I was the host of the Personal Branding Project podcast. So this is kind of your little optional extra, and I would usually say that if you're worried that you're lacking personality in your, one-liner, then add that. Or if you feel like you want to add a little bit of extra oomph to your credibility, then you can do that instead. Element number 4, and this is the key. So I don't want you to decide on element number 3 until you have put in element number 4. I know that sounds weird, but I'm kind of just working my way down the bio. And this final one is key. So you need to have a call to action and an easy to remember URL, okay? A pretty link, I'm gonna call it. So the call to action is the chance that you have to ask people to go somewhere else, to follow you elsewhere. Ideally, it's going to be either to sign up for your email list, to download a freebie, maybe to book a consult with you, it may be to subscribe to your YouTube channel, or maybe you have a low-cost offer that they might want to check out. So you need to make sure that that call to action is really clear, like you're telling them exactly why they need to click the link below. Kind of, they need to know what to expect. And then when I say easy to remember URL, I mean, it doesn't look great to have like youtube.com/lots and lots of letters and numbers. Like it just, people are like, what is this? And also I don't think it looks as nice to have like a link tree or anything. So what I do personally, if I'm not linking directly to like a sales page or something, I have kind of created my own link tree using my website. So I just created a website page that has all of the different links that I would be using in a link tree, but it's on my website. So it's more on brand. I don't have to pay any extra for it. And it also means that I can retarget people that visit my website via Instagram, which is really powerful. So I want you to have a think about what's the best way that you can get that pretty link. At the absolute, worst case scenario, and it's not that bad, go to bit.ly and create a link for yourself there. And that's gonna be good because you can actually track the analytics of like who's clicking and what they're doing. And then that call to action, it can be as long or as short as you want, as long as you get to the point and you let people know what to expect next. So essentially, once you've got your one-liner in place and you've locked in your call to action, if you have spare characters, this is when you're gonna add element 3, which is like the personality or the extra credibility. I hope that makes sense. Okay, but I did promise you a bonus, which is how you can pack in way more information about yourself without having to blow the character count and speak in emojis or, whatever. So the key is your Instagram story highlights. I want you to treat your highlights like different website pages. So for instance, you can have an About Me highlight. Then what you can do is create a series of posts, of stories I should say, whether that's 5 or 10, where you actually introduce yourself in a logical way. Like I want you to tell your own story as opposed to like random stuff that you've saved to this highlight over time. Like I want it to be cohesive, and you may only ever have those 5 or 10 slides on there, and you can always update them if things change. Same thing for like client love, like you might have one for testimonials, you might have one for your programs or your services. This means that people can get all of the information they need, about you without actually having to leave Instagram, which is really powerful. Obviously, there are still going to be plenty of people that want to leave Instagram and go check out your website or, chat to you or whatever. That's fantastic. But really see if you can pack it all into Instagram first, because I have definitely noticed in the last couple of years, people's like browsing habits have really changed, and where, no one used to consider Instagram like a mini website, these days they do. And sometimes Instagram is the only point of contact someone has with me until like they ask them to get in touch and I give them my email address. So they're actually skipping my website altogether, which is like crazy to me because I still love a good website, but there you go. You've got to give the people what they want. So this does not mean you should skip having a website, but I am saying see if you can pull all the most important information over to Instagram so it's all there in one place. So those are my tips for creating a killer Instagram bio, plus some bonuses. I really hope it was helpful. As I said, comment below and share the draft of your one-liner with us if you want some feedback. And don't forget to check out those extra videos if you want some extra tips on Instagram, social media, content strategy, and more. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye for now.